I'm going to explain how to write a plot in under 7 minutes. Here are the building blocks: goal, conflict, obstacle, solution, result, and event. You start with a goal. Two characters with incompatible goals creates conflict. That means that both characters have become obstacles for each other. A goal can also have a natural obstacle or problem without the need of a competing character, like surviving in the wild. Nature is the obstacle, but it doesn't have a goal. Once the main character has their obstacle, they come up with solutions to try and overcome the obstacle to achieve their goal. Each solution has a result, pass or fail. Usually, if they fail, they can keep trying until they pass. An event is something that happens. It's very broad and can be used on a small or large scale. I personally dubbed the chain of blocks from goal to result as the plot cycle. This cycle is how you write a plot in any genre. What defines the genre are the types of goals, obstacles, and solutions. In an action story, the hero will fight villains to win and protect others. In a mystery, the detective will solve the mystery by gathering clues. In a romance, the hero will court the love interest to start dating. In sports, the hero will play matches to win games for their team. I've shown how this cycle can be used in less action-focused stories like Death Note, Rascal, and Promised Neverland in other videos. There are different levels of plot cycles. Let's look at One Piece. On the overarching story level, Luffy's goal is to find the One Piece and become Pirate King. His obstacles are enemy pirates, the world government, and his lack of experience. His solution is gathering a crew, sailing towards the One Piece, and fighting enemies on his way. On a story arc level, each story arc gives Luffy the goal of liberating the island. His obstacle is the new tyrant. His solution is beating the henchman with his crew and defeating the tyrant in battle. On an individual fight level, a 1v1 level, Luffy has the goal of winning the battle. His obstacle is his current opponent. His solution is brawling and stretching. If you want to go one step further, you hit the tactical level. In Luffy vs. Crocodile, the obstacle was Croc's Logia sand. Luffy's solution was blood-covered fists. Understanding these levels of plot cycles and problem solving can be useful in advanced writing and analysis. Here are some more blocks that I don't believe are necessary to focus on. Stakes are what will happen if the hero fails to beat their obstacle. If the hero is trying to fight off a villain that wants to kill him, failing to win will result in his death, so the stakes are him dying. Causation is dominoes. Every event that happens should be explained by an event that happened before. Tone is the emotional status of the scene. They are usually positive, neutral, and negative. When the protagonist is winning, it's positive. When they're losing, it's negative. Reveals are the presentation of new information. Stories usually start by revealing information that initiates the conflict, goal, or obstacle. Tension or pressure is the feeling that the protagonist might fail their current plot cycle. I think all of these usually come without the writers thinking too hard about them. Now, here are some advanced writing techniques that stem from the building blocks. I've used setup and payoff as causation going backwards or poetic causation. An unresolved starting event has to have an ending event that resolves it. Instead of Domino 2 having to fall because of Domino 1, the focus is on Domino 1 falling, having to lead to Domino 2 falling. However, the exact event that is Domino 2 falling isn't always 100% clear. For example, if Luffy loses to Crocodile in their first fight, the domino event I am expecting is Luffy beating Crocodile down the line. A plot twist is a reveal that changes previously established information. I guess you could count information as one of plot's building blocks. I already covered plot cycles. A plot line or subplot is a separate cycle that's moving concurrently with another cycle. It's called a subplot when it's less important than the main one. Reversals are when the tone suddenly switches to another type, like positive to negative. Tone and reversals are useful for keeping the audience invested. Faster reversals creates a faster pace. Lastly, let's dive into plot cycles some more. When a story lacks an active plot cycle, it often feels like the plot isn't moving forward or nothing is happening. This can be useful for emotional character building scenes, but it doesn't mean the emotional scenes can't have obstacles. When there is an active obstacle present, the story feels like it's moving forward. The pace at which it moves can be controlled in different ways. Cycle juggling is what I call it when a story has multiple cycles moving at the same time. My video on Rascal's first arc does a good job at breaking down a complex example. Juggling is a way to enhance the pacing and complexity of the plot. Result chaining is a term that I use to describe the event where the result of one cycle influences another cycle. This could be a result directly creating another cycle, or a result of one cycle influencing the result of another cycle. Using reversals is another way to enhance a cycle. Having multiple consecutive reversals, usually due to new solutions and reveals, makes the story faster paced. It results in the characters trying several solutions to overcome the obstacle or multiple reveals, creating new challenges. My analysis on Death Note's Naomi Misora episode breaks that down well. Another way to enhance the pacing is to have rapid, short cycles in quick succession. Arcs like the Frieza Saga and the Chapter Black Saga do this well. The early chapters of MHA and Black Clover also accomplish this. Lastly, you can use none of these skills and instead put your faith in the interesting nature of the problem-solving phase. No cycle juggling, quick reversals, tactical adjustments, or consecutive cycles. Just one obstacle, one drawn-out solution, and one result. This is riskier because you have to actually trust that the cycle is good enough, but it can be rewarding. This is my breakdown of plots. Plot cycles are the most important. I think this is the most helpful video so far because I've never seen anyone explain plot writing like this. I've seen characters and themes explained well, and they influence my videos. This one relied a lot more on my own research. Write your favorite examples of plot cycles in the comments.